Welcome, my beautiful souls, and welcome, my beautiful Aquariuses, to your April 2025 tarot reading. Um, this is going to be for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Many of you are intuitively guided, and I thank you for paying attention to your intuition, as do your spirit guides. And I say that because I read through my guides who connect to your guides, and that's why one reading can truly resonate with so many. Um, your guides know you're here. They may have even urged you here. Um, but anyway, some of you could certainly be in love with an Aquarius, platonically, romantically. Same thing. You'll probably receive messages. My daughter has an Aquarius moon. My brother, who has crossed over, his birthday is January 24th. I know Jen's got she got some exes that are Aquariuses, but yeah, I don't know why I brought that up. But anyway, so welcome, 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 welcome. There's a couple things I want to talk about that as I was pre-shuffling your cards, which I do before reading, and I'm just meditating on your sign. Actually, I start thinking about you the night before. It's like we'll be watching something on TV, and all I'm thinking about is Aquarius. And and then I snap out of it, and it's like, okay, I missed the whole show. So, it's just, I know your reading's coming up, and I feel like our guides are allowing me to feel some of the things that we're going to talk about. So, what I really got for you, Aquarius, is this is going to be a stellar month for you. I like it a lot. I feel like relationships are going to have a positive shift, for really deepening a connection or rekindling the passion. I wrote it down because that's how many epiphanies I got. For singles, I feel like planetary alignment is creating really prime conditions for romance in some way. I feel like be yourself. Your unique self is what's attracting love to you. So, no mask, be who you are. I mean, what's the sense, right? You might as well be who you are right from the get go. Like me the way I am, or um I don't know why, but in my mind I'm thinking of like someone who goes out and like everything about them is fake, and then you go home with them. I'm not saying this has happened to me, but you go home and like the wig comes off, the false eyelashes, the fake boobs, you know what I mean? And I'm not putting that down. I'm just saying I don't feel like you need it. I feel like you and your authentic self is what's attracting love. It's like hormonal almost. So expect some romantic sparks to fly, and also allow yourself, you know what I mean? Like allow yourself to, hmm, just kind of be in a, I don't want to say a romantic mood, but just like in a, I know I'm worth it. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that egotistical either. Egotist. Ugh, now I can't say it. Just, I know I'm worth it. I know love will find me. And in the meantime, I'm going to do this because here's something else I feel like many of you are going to be doing. I feel like I saw you like moving living room furniture around, like redesigning your home, things that have been bothering you. I feel like you like in your home. I feel like you're fixing. Um, and I'm not even talking like financially, like where I need money. I feel like you just literally are moving furniture. Maybe you're hanging some paintings that you have. Maybe you're moving them around. I feel something because I feel like what you're trying to create is like your cozy home, your safe place. And so I also see you decluttering it because I feel like if I wanted to feel cozy and safe, then having like a lot of paper and just stuff that really means nothing or has its own place, I feel um, you're going to be working on that, and I feel like you're going to love the end result. I really do. So, some of you, you're going to be busy doing that, and I may be with you on that. I also want to say embrace new chapters to really create your dream life. That's what I want you to think about your dream life, your dream job, because I feel like guidance is going to illuminate these new chances, opportunities. And I do feel like they will be illuminated. So, if you're really trusting your intuition, then I feel like the decision will probably be pretty clear for you. And last but not least, I put down keep hope alive and go into March. Well, I put March. Interesting. April. Interesting. I put March. Go into April knowing that divine has your back. So take some bold chances. Now, I feel like that was coming right from your guide. So I feel like this is the time. Take some chances. Okay. I can't guarantee they'll all pay off, but there might be something valuable within every chance you take. All right. So let's get into the tarot portion. Real quick, I do want to let you know about a membership program I began. Um, it's related to the podcast. I do have it on YouTube. It's called Beyond the Veil Psychic Readings. And then before I was going to move it off of YouTube, but then I asked if anybody had any questions before I did that, and then I got like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So many so that I still haven't finished them. But I will. But anyways, and I'm sorry, but I'm not taking any more. But so in this membership program, we'll go live. Um, and, it doesn't always have to be live. Like, you may shoot me a question over and, I'll give you an answer. I can't give you a personal reading every time. But I have to say, when we go live, because I had a membership program like this and my channel got hacked and it just deleted everything. But the closeness we felt to each other, and I swear, like one person would ask a question and their answer would resonate with everyone in the group. It's like our spirit guides were on point. So, anyways, I started that. I decided to keep it on YouTube, but as a membership program, but leave the podcast over on Buzzsprout. Okay, enough talking. So we're going to use a few different decks. We will give Mother Mary the honor of opening up your reading, the tarot portion. I know some people timestamp like when I start to tarot, and I get it. Some people just don't have time. But I really feel like your reading begins when I hit start because, again, I feel like these downloads, like the things that I was meant to tell you. Um, and listen, it'll probably come out in the reading some way, somehow. But okay, so we will use the Gilded Tarot to go deeper. Deep we will go, especially with Aquarius. I'm going to use the Universal Tarot for your main spread. I brought out the Romance Angels just because love was the first thing I picked up. We're using the major arcanas. I've been asking everyone, for those who want to respond, do you feel like they bring value to the reading? I do, but they also add time to the reading, which I'm fine with. But yeah, I'd like to know your opinion if you so choose. Okay, let me just calm my mind. Gonna bring the lid down. I've had people ask me why I won't, like, why the hell don't you shoot, like, overhead? I wish I could. Someday I will. All right. All right, Mother Mary. It's funny because I was going to grab a drink of coffee before I picked up Mother Mary's deck, and I felt like Mother Mary was like, just take a drink of your coffee. So I'm going to. Okay. Mother Mary for Aquarius, and those intuitively guided. Okay, I've got a couple, and they're all face up. To me, it adds even a little bit of more importance to it. Like, you need to know this now type of energy. All right, we have honesty. Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Honesty. Really, there's no other way to be. Like, you might as well be honest. If something's not working, it's not working. Not all people are going to love me, but some are. Who do I want to, like, what energy do I want to feed? Hmm. Some of you may be thinking, I don't know why I'm just picking this up intuitively, but I feel like some of you are thinking about change, some type of a change. It does feel like it'd be big because I do feel like you're reflecting upon it, and I feel like just follow what you feel. Like, be honest with yourself and let that be the answer. Um, I want to say if you so choose, but part of me feels like you're going back and forth. So, me saying that, like, you need that definite answer. All right, gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door for more of God's gifts. Gratitude, blessings, being grateful, and then more things, more people, more energy to be grateful for. It's kind of like it's reminding me all of a sudden like the law of attraction. Okay. Let's bring in the major arcanas. Okay, let me take one final drink of this coffee. I don't know why I filled it up. There's something happening. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. What I was gonna say is I feel like there's something happening like with the planets that is I don't know, I just feel like lately I can't get enough coffee. And I feel like coffee's not really doing it anyway. Anyway, all right. Hmm. The Emperor. Part of Aries. Though I'm not really reading them as people, just to let you know. You can, but I'm not. Um, this is the father figure. Often when I think of the Emperor, number one, I think it's someone we can look up to. This is someone who has lived a lot of life. Um, and it could even be in a short amount of time. It's things that I had to overcome to be who I am today. And, the emperor is ultimately the leader of the people or has that ability. But this is someone who is methodical, puts plans in place. And, I don't always recommend that, but maybe it would serve you. Like, maybe there's a few things you have, like irons in the fire, and like writing down the ideas, or whatever it may be, may help you. Interesting. So, I mean, it's a nice strong figure to begin your reading. He's looking right back at gratitude and honesty. Oh, something just flipped around. Well, hello, lovers. That was like almost afraid to come out, yet flipped around in my deck. Come on. Lovers, head of a hard decision. But these lovers, they're being influenced by an angel, Cupid. And it's like they know, but they don't know of that spark. And I feel like it's like once they connect those hands, then that spark, I feel like it just goes through the bodies. Like, what the hell was that? Hmm, interesting. Carter Gemini, the world, your next chapter. Interesting. You know, the world's coming out a lot. And I'll tell you why I think it's coming out a lot. Number one, we are in the last year of a 9-year cycle, and we are opening up a brand new cycle, a new 9-year cycle. So think about that. How do I want the next 9 years to look? The same? Better? This is also, I feel, a very spiritual time. Um, it's when you're connected to your spirituality. It doesn't have to mean you go around talking about spirituality, but it's like you trust, you trust in divine, you trust in your spiritual team that they are leading you. It's the fool that's standing right in the middle of that portal. Beautiful. And then the sun, well, there's your illumination. And I feel like I literally said that. I felt like something about, okay, so guidance will illuminate these new chances and opportunities. Well, there you go. There's your illumination. First of all, I love this connected to your next chapter. And it doesn't have to mean every part again of your life, but something's changing. Something new is entering. I'm saying new. It doesn't have to be new. It's interesting because I'm noticing these two children, and then I notice these two adults. Well, young adults, really. But now the Emperor is the evolution of the Emperor, who, by the way, I would feel is you. And I know you're not an Aries, but that doesn't really matter. And I definitely feel like you're one of these lovers. But yet, it's interesting because the Emperor's back is to the lovers. So why would that be? I feel like the Emperor's not being honest with oneself about something. I feel like that's why. But here's the thing, the sun's going to illuminate everything for the Emperor, even the things I may not want illuminated, and that just means these are things I need to face and maybe resolve. All right. I don't think I cut them. I may have, but it won't hurt to do it again. I do it just to kind of introduce the next deck into the reading. We have King of Wands, and I have to say, King of Wands jumped out of the deck quite a few times when I was shuffling it. King of Action. He's also looking back. Interesting, though, he looks like he's about to get out of his chair, or he wants to get out of his chair. There's this new growth on his wand. Interesting how they're both looking back, but they're the only ones. Okay. Okay. We have the Eight of Wands. Well, what I think about, I bring about. And it feels like the wands are coming towards you. So it feels like, what I often feel in the Eight of Wands is like four wands are the intentions that I'm sending out into the universe. And then the four wands coming back is the universe answering, matching that potential, matching that energy. That's why I always say, like, when you're trying to manifest something, manifest it from positivity, you know. Anyway, let's not get into that, but I feel like this is all coming back. It's all coming towards you. So here comes something. And it is an eight, it's a new beginning. Eight's also the number of infinity, by the way. These wands, like he's got this wand with all this new growth. These eight wands, they all have new growth. Oh my God. Hello, lovers, so quickly. So quickly. And look where it's actually falling under the lovers. Wow. And the angel's influence over these lovers. And notice how they're naked. That means they're being their authentic selves. That means I am who I am. I love you for who you are. It's beyond what I look like. It's way beyond that. It may, maybe an initial. First of all, I feel like it's chemistry more than attraction, like chemical, if that makes sense. But holy lovers. And this is what's coming towards you. We have justice. I'm taking it first because it's face up under the world. We have the Page of Swords under the sun. We have the Ten of Swords under the King of Wands. All right. Justice, part of balance. Kind of feels like that's where one is cleaning house. Justice, when justice shows in your reading, it's about making you whole again. Some of you, maybe you haven't felt whole in a while. You haven't felt things have been fair in your life. There may be some human action you have to take to like find that true balance. But I feel like when you find that true balance, um, it's to me it feels like an openness, like I'm open. Just notice how dark my screen got. Did that on Virgos also. Okay, so anyways, we have the Page of Swords here. And it's interesting because it's coming under the sun. The page normally, I feel like a couple things with the page. It can certainly talk about younger energy, can be your younger energy. Could be someone remembering you from that time period. I do feel like, depending what page it is, like they all have their lessons to learn. The swords, communication, truth, like being truthful with myself, but also, like anyone who's around me, like speak the truth or forever hold your peace. This could be, I feel like I also wrote like be ready for unexpected encounters. This could be some type of communication. It's interesting, it's following justice. So it's like you in this balanced state first. And, that means that do you need to use that sword of justice to like cut ties, to someone or like something energetic or my thought process? We do have the Ten of Swords down here. So, that's not a fun time. That is like taking dagger after dagger in your back. And I feel like this person just becomes submissive to it. But eventually wakes up. You know what I mean? Like you can only take so much. And I feel like in this energy, I've taken a lot. It can mean a repeat pattern with someone. But because justice is here, it definitely is like, I definitely feel like it's this energy. So if it's connected to another, someone's putting those daggers in your back. Do you want that for your next 9 years? And really, to me, the world signifies for the rest of your life. It is free will, but I feel like it's showing. Um, I'm not saying that energy can't be healed, but there has to be a truth, right? There has to be an honesty. Like those who put the daggers there have to admit they put the daggers there, and yeah, I just really noticed this person is face up, and I may just need to ask myself, why did I allow myself to take these daggers? Like I expect bad things to happen, and they do. The opposite of optimism. Okay, I don't want to harp too much on that, but I definitely feel like that's what justice is talking about. I don't know how everything else doesn't feel like it feels like it's meant to like move forward. The Eight of Wands and then the Lovers, so that feels like it's meant to move forward. You have the Lovers right next to the World in the beginning, with the sun illuminating that. And look at this, the Ace of Wands. Wow. First thing I think of with the Ace of Wands is like it's go time. It's on. Passion is ignited. Like gentlemen, start your engines. And women, gentle women. This is your guidance, but it also takes your action at the same time. This is what I mean when I say working hand in hand with divine. I'll guide you, but you do need to take those human actions. And that Eight of Wands, where all that is coming toward you, boy, you want to talk about guidance. And it's like you're taking it, you're accepting it. And I feel like you're saying yes because you're holding that wand. Interesting how this king is also holding a wand, and he is mirroring the Knight of Swords, where I don't know. Well, I feel like one of these cards like feels bigger than the rest. Okay, no. We have another page now. Page of Cups. Love is in the air. Everywhere you turn around. The Eight of Pentacles. Just gonna talk about starting something new. Um, the meaning of this is, be willing to be the apprentice, meaning that you don't need to, like, this means that whatever you're moving into, if you so choose, um, you really don't need to know everything you think you need to know. This is about learning as you go, growing as you go. Some of you, because the Ace of Wands is also here, you know, I don't feel like it's just a love reading. I feel like it's an opportunity reading. So this could be something that, I often feel like this is a craft because this person is working so intently, making sure everything is chiseled just right. And I often feel like in this energy, like I know inside that I will eventually be the master teacher. Maybe I'm teaching myself something. Interesting, I'm teaching myself guitar that's over in the corner. And I feel like for anyone who's single, um, well, I shouldn't just say single. I don't know why I'm just saying single. I feel like this is about things that are going to pique your interest anyway. Maybe you already have talents. Maybe you don't even know you have them yet. I feel like because the Page of Cups is next to it, I feel like it's a talent. It's something that you already possess, something you probably have possessed. And now I feel like it's like taking something from the back burner and bringing it to the front. Some of you, I feel like you could be focusing like on your money or your craft. You may have cut ties, I hope, to this Ten of Swords. And I feel like what it does is free you up, and now you're focusing on this. And I feel like the lovers, because I know things are going to happen like in unexpected ways, and here because you're focused more on your craft, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like that's often when opportunities for love come in. Remember, yes, I do feel like it's going to be a chemical reaction, but it doesn't always mean that two people start as lovers. We may just start as friends. It may just start as a communication, right? Having a cup of coffee. Like we don't want to put the horse before the cart. We have interesting, the Queen of Wands. Interesting. And I'm saying that because we have the King of Wands here. And when I talk about mirroring energy, I look above, beside, and like diagonally. they're definitely connected. It's interesting because they're looking in two different directions. She's looking forward, he's looking back. He does have the Ten of Swords below him. It's interesting because maybe it is the Emperor who ultimately, because remember, the Emperor is part of the lovers. And it's funny because we have the Sun here, which is the masculine energy. Mm. So now I'm kind of feeling like this king, because their backs are to each other. It's very clear. Well, let's see what we get on Hello Tower. So I should have just pulled the card. So I feel like this ends. Hmm. We have Temperance. Interesting. So Temperance has a couple messages. Our first message is patience. I feel like that Ten of Swords had to end, whatever it may be, whether it's energetic. Let's say it's an existing relationship, like someone would have to know their part. I feel like both would have to know their part. I feel like honesty is a big, big part of it. But I do feel like for some, it's probably already happened, almost like I'm not interested in fixing it. Yet I can't help notice these two pages, and I feel like it does feel like someone different. And this queen now is looking out towards the future. And this is what I call our intuitive queen. So she definitely trusts her intuition. She has a sun illuminating her, where this king has 10 of swords. Well, let's keep going. So this is about divine timing. I may want something before I'm ready. Doesn't mean I can't have it. Maybe I just need to be ready for it. And then, interesting, we have the 10 of wands. You know what it feels like? It feels like someone who comes in who helps take burden off your shoulders. It feels like in a 10 of wands that, this is all the responsibility on your shoulders. But now I feel like, especially with the mirrors loving each other, loving, did I say loving? Mirroring each other. But now we have the 10 of wands. It could have been, and it could have been more one sided. I'd rather say the Ten of Wands than Ten of Swords, to be honest, because I feel the Ten of Wands just means like one person could have put all the responsibility on their shoulders. And maybe both can learn from that. And maybe both have. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like this is anything we should fear like that's coming. Because that we would not be wishing for that in divine timing. And this Ace of Wands with this Ten of Wands, it's kind of like ends that. If I take that ace, okay, I want to say new beginnings, changes, for many, they're just not easy. And sometimes that's why we take something, let's say, for longer than maybe we should, because we get to a point where it's like, well, it's easier just to take the daggers than to pick up, move, pack my stuff, find a house, get it, like I could see that. Um, but yet at the same time, I feel like, am I living their vibration or my vibration? Have I accepted a lower vibrational energy as life? Or do I know that, it's up to me to take this ace? Like your guides are with you. through it all. Okay. Well, hello, Ace of Swords. Truthful communication. In the psychic tarot, they call it triumphant success. I love that it's mirroring the world. Interesting. And then we have the Eight of Swords. What a line we have down here. It's like good. No, it's like hard, beautiful, hard, beautiful, hard. Then we have the Knight of Swords. I just feel like when I say hard, I feel like it's hard because it's unexpected. And then it's like, holy shit, what do I do kind of energy. I do feel like many of you are like focusing on your craft, so to speak. Doesn't mean that you don't want love. I do feel like, Mother Mary said honesty. That is this first line. I mean, there's no doubt. And only you can make that decision. That's what the Eight of Swords is about. That's a self created prison. That's where I think I'm stuck. I feel like that's like dark energy's influence, making you feel stuck when the truth is you're really not. And when this person does eventually break free, it's a sense of freedom. And then look at that, the Knight of Swords right over that. So it makes me feel like, will I or won't I? Hmm. Okay. We have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. Why is my screen so dark? I don't like that. Let me see something real quick. I hope this doesn't mess anything up. I don't know. I don't know if that worked or not. So we have the Chariot on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so the Chariot. You're the one who tells the Chariot where to go. The Chariot needs balance, justice, balance, feminine, masculine energy, which we all carry. But even in the lover's feminine, masculine energy, we have the masculine out. Chariot is about unlimited potential. Knight of Wands underneath that. So you're feeling inspired for movement, but it does need balance. Let's make that clear. It's like otherwise getting a brand new car, but it arrives to you with four flat tires. I can't even take it for a test drive. What the hell? But when I'm balanced, I can jump right in it. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. The Page of Cups right in the middle of the reading, and I feel like what it's saying to you is loving yourself first. And you should. There's nothing wrong with that. Some of you may be attached to an energy that feels like, they need their needs are above yours, if that makes sense. They feel their needs. Excuse me, I just took a drink. They feel their needs are more important than your needs. Hmm. It's interesting because I feel like some type of communication reaches you no matter what choice you decide. And I do feel like some of you are lost, like, not lost, but like you are enthralled within your craft. And to me, it's like, that means the worry of the world's the worry of the world goes away because you're so focused here. It's a good way to overcome something, by the way. You like that refocusing of the mind. Okay. Did I give them a cut? I think I did. All right. Let's start at the beginning. But read it as a whole. I really didn't mean to take this many cards. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles. I'm like, but is that a good thing? I don't know yet. Some of you could have seen a decline in your finances. But I feel like if that's the case, it's like you're being illuminated maybe to like a new direction. Because I do feel that energy of losing finances. But I would feel like it already happened, by the way. I'm not predicting this for the future. Or am I? I don't think I am. We have the Four of Wands. It's about your foundation. We have the Hermit. Well, we're in the year of the Hermit. Interesting. And the Lovers, which is Gemini, and the Hermit, which is Virgo, both share Mercury. And we definitely have communication on the board. The Hermit's your wisdom. I feel like the Hermit is a wise old soul. This person has emerged from the cave, so coming out of the dark night of the soul, but coming out with wisdom. And, you see the Hermit like, I want to share it. Well, that's exactly how the Emperor is, right? I want to share this wisdom. You know what it reminds me of? Like, for some reason, I said this morning, like, there was hard commercial after hard to watch commercials, like about children. And I thought to myself, if I was a millionaire, I would call my brother. I would fly over, pick him up, and we would fly because someone just had a earthquake and it's already a poor nation. And I just thought to myself, and we would fly there and we would do whatever we could do, and we would do it consistently wherever we felt called to. And interesting that I thought that, and then I thought a billionaire, Sandy, but anyways, the reason why I'm saying this is I feel like that's how you feel. Like I would want to spread it like out there. Maybe it feels good for you to, and maybe it is about what you've overcome. And if that is the case, like be really proud of yourself. Again, I feel like you're a wise old soul. Some of you may have a life path 9 or a personal year 9, but it doesn't even matter because we are all, each and every one of us, in a universal year 9, so we're in it together. We're in it together, but coming out wiser than we've ever been. Why? Because we're being honest with ourselves. We're being grateful. Even if there has been loss, it could be a change of a home. I may have moved from a large home to a smaller home. Remember how I said cozy? Hmm. So it almost it feels like even the difficult things are happening to help you evolve. And I know it's hard to hear it when you're going through it. But once you start to come out of it, you start to realize, like, okay, my own foundation is, both earthly and spiritually is stronger than ever. And at that point, there is no one who can knock you off your foundation. Here, I feel like you've been knocked off your foundation over and over and over again. But it's your strength. You know, it's your willingness, even, with the uncertainties. But again, I feel like you feel this. I hope you feel it like I feel it, because I feel it. Okay. Not only is the hermit illuminating the lovers, but he's illuminating justice. So again, truth, right? What needs to go? What do I want to bring along, right? Think like you're going on a trip for 9 years. Who do I want to be with for those next 9 years? How do I want it to look? All right, so we got two in reverse. We have the Star card, your major arcana, coming over justice and the world. And then look at this. Look at this. The Five of Swords, but in reverse. We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it no more. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. You are not taking it. You have evolved. You now know what has been standing between you and your dreams. And some of it is non movement. But other than that, you know what's toxic and what's not toxic. You're trusting that. And you're trusting it because you know it. Even if you're not sure how you know it, you just know it. For those who, let's say you're leaving a relationship, I feel like you're saying to yourself, I know there's better love out there. I know it. I feel like for some, you're saying, I need you to be a better man or a better woman, or I gotta go. And maybe that had already been said. And maybe, some answered that call and some didn't. But there's one thing I know is I feel you are becoming more and more clear on what is coming in between you and the life that you could live. And it starts now. Like this, it's starting, right? This is the time. Because next year, that portal opens and it doesn't wait for us. It opens, period. All right. Man, I feel like I just gave it to you, but all right, look at this. Love it. Nine of Cups over that Ten of Swords. You want to talk about a different way of living? This is one who's truly enjoying their life. And by the way, even if it meant that I have less money, it almost feels like it doesn't matter. This is inner harmony and fulfillment of wishes. I often feel like this in the Knight of Cups that comes two cards after it is unexpected, or three cards, I'm not sure. But that doesn't matter. But look at that. Even though I may have had stability, but then I feel like, well, maybe just moving out of that energy alone meant that, again, yes, I was going to lose some money. But the truth of the matter is, again, I feel like some of you are making this cozy, safe haven of a home because you know your truth now. It really is that simple. All right, so I love that. Look at this, the Fool right over the Ace of Wands. This is the one who would take that leap of faith. So that Ace of Wands needs you to take that leap of faith. This is a new beginning. And how beautiful the Temperance divine timing is right below it. Your major arcana is in reverse, but I have a feeling that's temporary or it was temporary. And then beautiful judgment, your spiritual team. So they're calling you to the present moment. That means these signs, this illumination, it's happening now. Yes, we're in a year of reflection, but doesn't mean that we need to spend all year reflecting. These new beginnings can happen when we're ready for them to happen. Again, this inner harmony. I feel like that alone opens you up to these new opportunities. And this is new opportunity finding you in divine timing. And your spiritual team, remember I said they have your back? Well, they have your front too. Like they've been with you since you've been born. And they're calling you to the present moment. It's almost like this period of reflection coming to an end. And now it's time to take these leaps of faith if you so choose. But I feel like many of you are ready. If nothing else, this is giving you a roadmap of how you can really start to experience some of this joy, right? I've got to know the truth, period. And then I've got to be willing to take action. Even if it's temporarily difficult, it is only temporarily. And again, I feel this sense of freedom within the Nine of Cups. Freedom, loving my life again, doesn't mean everything's going great. It means I have inner harmony. Doesn't mean I have this big, beautiful house, but maybe I have this cozy little cottage, and it's what I've always wanted. All right. Oh, look at this. Six of Swords. Well, that makes sense. Okay, so the Six of Swords, it's coming under your major arcana reversed, but it's also mirroring the world, your next chapter, with the Ace of Swords underneath it, your truth. Let's start there. It is your truth. We already had the Five of Swords in reverse, so that toxic energy, but this is showing you actually leaving it. You're leaving it behind. You're not bringing it along. Oh, that makes me feel so good. Like you are leaving it behind. Even work drama. If you're doing something new, but you're doing it for you, like I see the success. Like, I feel like don't get pulled into anyone's drama. This is about you and the things that can open up for you. They are opening up. But your human action, I am telling you, I feel like is everything here. But also the guidance. Look at this, the Eight of Wands again. Look at that. You make that action, and look how quickly these Eight of Wands happen. Again, this is really about positive movement forward. And it's like you're putting those intentions out there exactly where you want to go. Like at this point. Okay. We have the Death card. All right. That's the end of that king. So, closing that door, but yet the tower, the tower can close a door, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's closed forever, where the Death card is that closing of that door, but it is about a rebirth. So is temperance, or I mean judgment. Well, really temperance too. We have the high priestess over temperance, trusting in divine timing. Perfect. We have the Queen of Cups under judgment, mirroring the lovers. We do have the Page of Cups right here. And then we have, interesting, the Seven of Cups. I get this feeling where here I am, like just making my life better without like real expectations of exactly what I'm going to do. I feel like I have a clue, or, maybe I do have plans in place, but it feels like the beginning of that. So I feel like as you're moving along, improving your life, becoming or finding this inner harmony by releasing this toxicity, and maybe even starting a new craft for yourself, I would not be surprised if then that is when love is introduced into your life. We're not going to forget about these lovers. And I don't feel like we're meant to because judgment's right there. And Page of Cups to the Queen of Cups. Page of Swords, and then your major arcana. Could it be younger energy reconnecting? It could be. But it could also be like past life type of energy. This is a very, I would say, a spiritual type reading. So I would not leave past lives out of something. Do I feel like these lovers are meant to be together? I do. They are connected, and they're connected to the world. We have the Strength card in reverse. Interesting, we have two Leo cards mirroring each other. So I feel like the Strength card is in reverse because I feel like you found your courage. You know, in the upright, this is about going within. This is about knowing oneself, the good and the bad, right? All parts of oneself. The sun certainly helps illuminate it. And by the way, it's coming over that Eight of Swords, a block, a potential block. Now, it may only be blocking love, right? I may have no interest right now. I don't feel like that stops it though. But I do feel like it does put it in your, the ball in your court. But now I feel like here you are, not only with inner harmony, but this sense of courage and strength. Feels like real evolution. Like I feel very proud of you. And look at your spiritual team now, right in the middle of the reading, full right next to it. All right. Before I move on, I just want to look at your major arcana, even though I feel like I really don't need to. All right, we get the marriage card over that. Interesting. I'm just going to put that out there. You know, Normally that's a very good energy, but let's face it, not all marriages last. And if this marriage is meant to last, then I feel like then issues need to be dealt with. Can they be dealt with? I feel like anything is possible. Anything is possible. And again, all this divine guidance, but for some of you, I already know it's the moving on. And maybe part of your wish was to find this truly like minded energy. Again, the lovers being naked means the appreciation of each's individuality, exactly who you are. But again, it's a chemistry. Okay, but anyways, so I feel like it makes sense coming over justice, right? Because justice often talks about the law in some form. But it's really what's fair and just for you. Look at that. And then the Three of Wands. Well, so some of you are definitely moving on. I mean, that's just the way it is. The Four of Wands goes down to the Three of Wands, which means it's going down. But this is actually good news because the Three of Wands is about your point of view. It's optimistic. It's you believing in you again. It's you believing in your dreams again. It's what flips around that star. It's what opens up this portal for you. And how beautiful to have your major arcana connected to this next portal. And you in this optimistic state. I know that you have the potential, let's say. I know that you can find inner harmony. I know it's going to take some work, but I know that you can do it. And, in Three of Wands, this person's doing exactly what Judgment is asking for them to do. Live in the present moment. Temperance is saying, keep faith alive, right? I think I even wrote that down. And that's what this person is saying in the Three of Wands. I know my ships will reach me, and I know they'll reach me in divine timing. And if we think what's right underneath that, the Eight of Pentacles, so in the meantime, I'm going to put my focus on what's piquing my interest and just know that these ships will come in. That's all. Those are like the intentions that you're sending. But you're sending it from a higher vibrational energy. So understand that. That means what comes back to you must also be of higher vibrational energy. And if it's not, then you will know it instantly. It's like those red flags. But now I feel like where before we may have ignored red flags, now they're as clear as can be. But yet, I almost feel like it's a protection, almost like lower vibrational energy can't reach you, except for that's meant to. So, but I do feel like, I feel like the ball is always in your court. The world, that chapter's going to open no matter what. The sun is telling you there's really nothing to fear because, like, right next to the portal is the sun. Hello. Other side is the lovers. And even if this is falling in love again, you're falling in love with someone that you can truly look up to, who probably matches a lot of the qualities that you have. Definitely would have the ultimate, you know, like where I'd like to see my life go. It's interesting because I feel like definitely someone who cares about, I feel like someone who will put you before them. Where I feel like you have been in a situation where someone else has put themselves before you. I feel the opposite happening now. And it may freak you out a little, but in the best of ways. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that there. But I'm going to use the clarifying love situations. Give them a cut. And we'll take a couple. And then we will bring out the romance angels. And then we shall let it be. Okay. Well, that didn't take long. And I'm going to leave them exactly as they came out because both sides have messages. So that's why you want to leave them the direction they came out. Fluttering heart. Your passion leads you to love you desire. Well, hello. Even on the other side, magnetic fate. Attraction sparks pursuit, guiding souls on a journey to their destined union. But it's like starting with that fluttering heart. Your passion is leading you to love that you desire. Ticking clock. Let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. Let love unfold naturally and give it time to grow. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. And then last but not least, let's bring out the romance angels. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So, you're not carrying yesterday's energy along for the ride here. Forgiving, I know it's hard, but learning is a big part of that. Remember how this person's like face up seeing these swords coming? So they realize these swords are coming, but they took them anyway. The death card definitely signifying like, consider like putting an end to that. But don't bring the energy along. So, forgiving doesn't mean you pick up the phone unless you so choose and be like, hey, I forgive you. I've forgiven every person in my life. I really have. And let me tell you, I've dealt with some difficult people who really didn't deserve my forgiveness, but I didn't want to carry it along. I just did not want to carry the energy. Okay. Look at this. This is probably why I was talking about past lives, a past life experience or past life relationship. You have known each other before. That's why the lovers are so close to each other. And then beautiful, worth waiting for. Divine timing, right here, is at work in your love life. Look at that. Divine timing is at work in your love life. That's why I feel like in the Three of Wands, I can just release that energy. I can just release it and, like be the best version of you and know when you're the best version of you, then the best version of the universe is going to show itself also. Don't hang on to the old. It really will do you no good. I'm not saying, again, pick up the phone and forgive someone, but just say to yourself, I'm not going to carry this energy forward. So, if nothing else, I forgive myself. I forgive myself for allowing myself to be in that situation. However, as I say that, I want you to understand that that's a human thought. Your spiritual team would be like, my dear, you were learning. Like, don't judge yourself in that way. You were learning. And I know one thing you learned. You learned how to read energy. I don't feel you'll ever repeat that type of energy again. Once you found this true inner harmony, I feel like you never go back to that type of energy. I feel like that type of energy almost can't touch you. And then for those, listen, whether you're looking for love or not, I just feel like love is going to find you. What you do with it will be up to you. But no, with the sun out, that means that this love is of the light. No, with the sun illuminating the emperor, that this is someone I can look up to. This is probably someone who is very compassionate and empathetic. I feel like very different from probably your last person. Again, this person's going to put you before them, where I feel like for some of you, it's been the other person first and you second, if even second. So I'm going to let that be because, to each their own, to each their own. But really, this is about the progression of you. And wow, like be proud of yourself. I loved it. I loved it, Aquarius. I always love your readings, but I really love this one. Um, like I feel like you're making clear statements about what you're taking along for this next 9-year journey and what you're not. But you're coming from a place of wisdom, not anger, wisdom. Like I know what I know what I know. I know what I want and I know what I don't. And nobody can tell you, and I don't feel like anybody should tell you otherwise because you do know what you know. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye. Well, your reading doesn't even want to end.